Hello students, I'm going to go through exercise for the 1-point perspective. I've put in your handouts that you can download is this figure of a house, and we're going to go do the practice sheet to create the 1-point perspective. Okay, we have jumped over to take a look at the house, and we're going to go through some of the directions. Add a vanishing point more to the right to create a unique view. So it's really being kind of arbitrary where we're going to put this unique view. But let's just take a stab right here somewhere close to the center. And this becomes my vanishing point. And with the vanishing point, everything will aim to this point. So let's see if we can take each of our corners. I have 1, 2, 3, and 4 corners. I have numbers along the side. These are for measurement. But let's start aiming towards the vanishing point in this manner. Nice straight edge, clear transparent plastic is very helpful. And I've made the vanishing point my target from each of those corners. And one more time. And then just to get a room feature, I'm going to draw this, and this might be temporary, but I'm going to draw what should be the ceiling. Now that I have established this, I need to make a back wall. And the back wall, we are just going to take a stab, and we're probably going to make it at probably this marker somewhere between, if this is 2, this will be 3. So this is going to be the back floor, and I'm going to make sure that I have my right angle at 90 degrees as I've been teaching you all semester. That nice sharp angle right in there. Okay, so let's draw in the wall, the floor, excuse me. Let's put our floor. There's 1. I come through and head towards from floor to ceiling, and finally cap off what I have, and you will start to see a room. If you look past all the extra lines, I can take out some of those lines. That way I won't get confused. And we now have a house looking inside this house to a back view. I have that, and I will whisk it off. A handy brush. And there we do. Now we have a back wall to this house. The next thing we got to do is to bring down these parallel bars coming down. So we'll do that next. The important thing here is to mimic the roof line, that parallel. If I had that little measuring thing that has a roller in the middle, that would be most helpful, but since I don't, I'm just going to try and keep this, position this, and bring this down parallel. Strike a line. Same thing, I'm going to go to the other side, get that roof slope, and try and bring it down parallel. And that gives me the back wall point, and then I'm going to connect point to point. This is going to be the inner part of my roof ceiling. Come back, I'll erase some of the lines that might get me confused later. So normally you'd have a ceiling grid, so you'd only have a square looking kind of viewing box. But now I have a clean interior house perspective where I can add in furniture, I can add in the door here, Let's take a look at that next. I wanted to jump over to the book. This is an older volume of the textbook, just to show you some of the things that we are missing. And this is what you typically get in interior design. Sometimes you can get a grid like this, and you can just put your trace paper over it to quickly come up with idea sketches. And to measure things, you have to have a measuring point, MP, and all the dimensions along the back wall would be true to scale if you followed from the vanishing point, create a parallel line, and then from that you would measure each of these tiles. But let's get back to our project. Here's some student work, and we want to try and create a cabinet. There's some things that were mentioned. The 2x4 skylight, have 3 cabinets to the left wall, and the rug centered on the room. This is actually flipped, but let's go for it. Okay, so I can use some of these little measurements. I'll try to get the cabinet on this side. I'm going to assume that this is feet right now. So it's 1, 2 feet over. And I'm going to draw a 2x2 base cabinet. I guess if I want to be realistic, I would put in that little toe spacer. And I'm going to go 2 inches reading from this, 2 feet, excuse me. And then I'll have that little empty space for the cabinet, and then I'm going to come up, which would be 18 inches, but for sake of drawing, I'll start here at 4. And this is going to be my top cabinet, which is usually not as deep as the base, and then I'll go up more. Then I'll cap it off, meaning I'm going to go point to point. And how deep is that, Professor? It's going to be at least half of that mark. Okay, so I have points. We've recognized these are always helpful. And now what I can do is strike it to the vanishing point until it hits the back of the wall. Let's start with the top. One, 2. That goes directly to the back. So these back ones will help me determine, and those are at least where I'll find this point where I can cap these off. And what I mean is to make things flat. So it looks like if I have that back wall, that helps me. Are you starting to see this? Okay, so with the back wall, that lets me know where the surface ends, and when I go back to this point, I can cap it off. And that's a very huge cabinet, but that's what we're asked to do here without a lot of instructions. I'm very happy with that. I can come in and clean up things that you wouldn't normally see. Take some of these out, and I have it. How would I make the doors? The next question. I'll work on the other side, and I can put in the door. We'll put it this end. I'll make the door closer to me. So I've come over 1 foot. At least that's what I think this is. I'm going to go up to 7 feet, and then 1 foot. I'm going to point to my vanishing point, make the top trim. Just to do a decorative art, I'm going to add a little side trim to this. This is just by eyeballing it. Kind of give you that 3-dimensional look. Okay, so I have a doorway leading into it, vanishing point is still holding together, and now I want to put in a skylight. Parallel to the roof. Come down an arbitrary amount, just enough so you can get the skylight. And then this is back to the vanishing point to figure out what the skylight looks like. Okay, so there I have it. Let's see if we can zoom in. And here are some student work. I'm going to stop here with this, but if you chose to render it, very nice results have happened. We've got another one. Very nice result. And that would conclude what you would need to do to create this perspective and to submit it. Thanks for watching.